Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Laura LeFeuvre, and this is my colleague,
Katja Patel. Hello.
Katja and I are the course tutors on the BWYQ 300-hour course that's starting in March 2021, and we'll be the main course tutors for that course. But we wanted to just introduce ourselves, say a hello to you, and give you a very, very short overview of the course as well. But first of all, Katja, tell me where you started to learn your yoga and how long you've been practicing.
I started to practice yoga back in Germany, and about 25 years ago. And I did my teacher training there as well, and I'm teaching now since just over 20 years. And since then, this is my main livelihood, is teaching yoga, hatha yoga based, teach pregnant women and postnatal. And in 14 years ago, I did a Ayurvedic massage training in India, and now I am expanding that into studying Ayurveda as a consultant. And my main interest always has been women's health in both in yoga and in Ayurveda.
Fantastic. And
talk a little bit about yourself, Laura.
So originally I'm from Northern Ireland and have travelled extensively through my childhood, but I settled in England, gosh, about 30 years ago, and that's when I first was introduced to yoga. But really, I really fell in love with it whenever I was pregnant with my children. So I've been practicing yoga for over 20 years, and I fell in love with all of the different aspects of yoga, and that really influenced my teaching. So I love the benefits that yoga gives me, and so my main influence comes from yoga as therapy and the healing aspects of yoga. I've done lots of extra training within yoga therapy and also in meditation, and I am a strong advocate for meditation and also the science behind that, but also for, just like you, Katja, I'm big into women's health and how to really promote that through the practice of yoga, physically, mentally, and for the well-being. And as well, I very much use Ayurvedic principles in my teaching, but also in my everyday life as well. So we're doing this course together, Katja, which is really exciting.
Yes, absolutely exciting.
Yeah, and we've worked together before on other training courses, and this is really, it's great for us as colleagues to be working together.
Yes, absolutely exciting.
So the course is over. Excited to share to potential applicants.
You still there?
Have you lost me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're losing connection.
Yes. You get
for a moment we're losing connection. So it's very slower and slower. Okay. So what I was asking there, Katja, is what are you excited to share? Why are you excited about doing this course?
Well, I'm excited because I love this course. It is very thorough. It gives you a good grounding in all aspects of yoga. It is very thorough in the asana part, asana teaching, learning to analyze asana, so the anatomical aspect, and how then to modify the asanas to students who might have less ability or who might have issues with joints or any illnesses, and also how to advance students. So I find this really one of the best parts of this course. What is your favorite part?
So my favorite part is bringing all of the different elements of the yoga class together. And you talked about the asana and you know, how we really analyze and deconstruct to, you know, to construct the postures, but also we do that with the breath as well. And so I love how we can be creative and draw all of the different aspects of the yoga practice, the physical, the breathing, the focus, the mental focus, and how we can then, we learn how to create, put the postures in certain sequences and create a really fabulous class. You know, it becomes, as I say, it's a real creative process. And I love being able to share the different elements and the different layers of the class. And, you know, over you know, a 6-week course, or how students can then develop their students, just as you're saying. So for me, that's one of my favorite parts of bringing it all together.
Bringing it all together. And I think where you touched a little bit on is how to develop a course, you know, how to bring themes in, either from the anatomy or from the philosophy or any other theme really that is close to your heart, how to convey that to students, or maybe how to tell stories throughout your classes, all of that, which enriches yoga classes so much and makes them meaningful to the students, not just on this physical level. And this is also one aspect that we are going to teach, and how to do that, how to put a class together, but also which could be seen as irrelevant, but how to have a scheme of work in terms of, you know, in how you want to teach the class, or what are your aims, what do you want your students to get out of it, how do you want to convey that, so which teaching methods are you applying in order for your students to get your message. This is super important for you as a teacher and for your students, because your students will benefit much more from you being clear about your teaching, the way you want to teach it, rather than being super spontaneous, which is good as well. But I feel from my teaching that over time you're progressing students better or more structured if you have a plan for that as well.
And I think absolutely that's one of the things that the British Wheel of Yoga teacher training courses offer, that educational structure within yoga, so that there is direction to the teaching. And as you say, there is a focus to the teaching. But also within that, you know, we're still in a yoga class, we're still in that learning environment. And there's people that learn in different ways. And for you, you know, you touched on that, but for you as a yoga teacher to actually understand how I can include, you know, different learning styles, and to make it a really, that everybody feels, that teacher, she was talking just to me. How did she get that class was just for me? That this is the course equips you with all of these skills so that you're able to have in your class somebody who has an injury, somebody who's very, you know, advancing, somebody who gets confused with lefts and rights, you know, the teaching styles and the teaching techniques. Yeah. So it really makes it, the course teaches you, equips you with those skills to teach, which is really wonderful. And so the British Wheel of Yoga is absolutely a fantastic organization to do your teacher training course with. It's a supportive organization, it's a professional organization, and for you as a teacher within the British Wheel of Yoga, it's a community, and it's a community, it's also a professional organization, and within that it helps you to develop your business as yoga, you know, and that's something that we will speak about as well, the structures that you need to put in place, the policies, the procedures, all for good practice.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you want to say, Katja?
What I just to
About the course.
yeah. So what I was thinking when you were talking was that at the end of the course, teachers are confident.
Yeah.
They are confident in their own abilities, but they are also confident to stand in front of a class with what we said, with very mixed abilities and expectations as well. And they are able to cater for them, to bring that all together in a way that no one feels left out.
And I think as well, Katja, that the course is very rich, and there's a lot of content in there. And so you might think if you're considering applying for the course, you might think, oh, there's so much for me to do. There is a lot for you to do, but this is what the course is about. You know, you have the support of the teaching faculty, you have the support of your peer group, and there's a real progression there. You know, you're teaching pretty much straight away. We do lots and lots of practice teaching so that you, as you say, Katja, the student teacher develops that confidence and the skills, you know, to go out and to teach, you know. So it's an exciting course to teach, and it's a really exciting course to be part of, and I'm incredibly excited to be teaching it with you, Katja, and I think it's a wonderful course with the British Wheel of Yoga.
Absolutely, it is, yes. So for more information, people can either go on our websites, right? So my website is zestforyoga.com, and Laura, your website is?
My website is shakti-yoga.com.
Excellent. And there are more information, or there is more information on the application process. I would like to mention at the end, we also have a free information session coming up end of November. 22nd of November is a Sunday morning. And we also have discounted entries. So we have super early and early birds as well, which I always find interesting and good to bear in mind.
So people can find out more information. You can get in touch for an information pack that gives you an overview of the course syllabus, all of the dates and the costings of everything. So we really hope you apply, and if you have any questions, please get in touch, because we love to chat. So thank you so much, everyone.